taking on the NFC champions, the Dallas Cowboys. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week. And off we go here on Sunday Night Primetime. Gets around him. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And a look at a guy definitely kind of dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And when he's the centerpiece of the offense, they're taking a backseat to his teammates. Offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up second and 12.
At the 38-yard line.
They'll look to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Third and 9 here.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up third and 10.
He'll look to throw. Short one here, caught by McBride. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
13 yards on the play. That's good for a Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed, and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team the best chance to win.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Harrison. This second and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw for it on third and 1. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Cowboys are going to have a first and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on third and 1.
First down. First and goal at the 5-yard line.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Stop short. Down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home. Second and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's third and goal. Here's a quick throw right side. Touchdown, Cowboys. Marvin Wilson Jr. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Cowboys are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's out dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played. And his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you got the biggest game of your life to win.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. The biggest game, the biggest stage, Super Bowl 63, 1 quarter in the books. 7-0 is our score. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Second quarter action about ready to start here. Super Bowl 63. And going alongside Charles Davis, bringing you all the action. Back to throw now on first down. Wilson's got it complete. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
To number 14, Michael Wilson. A gain of 4.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
First down, Raiders.
Up the middle, it's Genty. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Cole now on to punt, and he sends this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He was a perfect 7 of 7 on that opening drive, the 7th being the touchdown pass. And they'll start here with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Back to Deebo Samuel for consecutive catches. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the Raiders have got it. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Back to throw. Short one here, caught by McBride. And to the 49, 20-yard line, but no further, and obviously he is well short of the first.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on third down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And the punt kicks out of bounds, and they will spot it right at the 25-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and
Once again, it's Genty. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
at the 33-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. And it's
2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. 2 yards still to go. Third down now. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
makes it second and 10 at the 23-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. 3rd and 2.
Complete to Chris Godwin. That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Looking to throw. He'll try to pick it up himself. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Now he's going to step up and run. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
2-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
York able to send this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So halftime now here on Sunday night primetime. Let's get it to Scott Hanson in Orlando with our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. They trail here in the Super Bowl, but fortunately for them, Charles, very much still within striking range.
Yeah, things didn't go exactly the way they planned in the first half. To me, they appeared to be a little bit tight, made a few errors they normally wouldn't. But, of course, this is the Super Bowl, so things get a little bit heightened in that regard. I think they have to feel a little fortunate. They're only down what they are here starting the third quarter.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
First down, Raiders.
Has not been a big game for him throwing the football. I think he feels like, let's try something different. Let's use the legs here and see if we can make some plays.
And no passing touchdowns, yardage not where he would like it. Try something new, it worked there. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. Just a gain of a couple there.
number 39.
And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Caught on the right side by Jones. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Las Vegas.
On first down, it's Genty. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
They'll go again with Genty. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Ashton Genty, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. Hard to argue with that being their best drive of the game so far as they use the running game to get them into the end zone.
Couldn't agree more, partner. Prior to that drive, they sputtered a little bit, but it looks like they found the formula. I would expect them to go back to that more and more as this game develops.
Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, But that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Second and 6.
Second and 6. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 37.
It's a gain of 11. And the Cowboys first down.
Now he'll try to run with this. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up first and 10.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. Second and 7.
It's a pick at the 3. Brings up second and 7 at the 12-yard line.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he dropped it about the 11 after only a yard.
At the 11-yard line. A 1-yard gain.
3 quarters in the books. 1 to go here in Super Bowl 63 in that final frame after this timeout. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Time to get down to the nitty-gritty, the fourth quarter here of Super Bowl 63. And this offense on third down today, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Time to get down to the nitty-gritty, the fourth quarter here of Super Bowl 63. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play. But in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So a pressure spot here for Evan McPherson. From the left half, should be a fairly easy one here. McPherson's kick is good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. So with less than a minute gone by here in this fourth quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great fourth quarter.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now the Vegas offense heading back out there. And this Super Bowl has been as good as advertised. Probably one of the best that we've seen in recent memory. All even here in this fourth quarter. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
On play action, no throw. Looking downfield for Jones. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there. 55 yards. And the Raiders strike quickly to take the lead here in the fourth. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the fourth quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Pass complete there to Harrison.
The
Second down and 3.
Complete to Marvin Harrison Jr.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. They'll drop to throw. Out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. 2nd and 9. Back to throw here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a 1st down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
A good 1st down call as the screenplay gets them 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Now on 1st down, he'll drop the throw. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So the road a little tougher here. Now 1st and 20. He'll look to throw. He'll get that complete to Harrison. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. He's back to throw. He's gotten it right here over the middle. What a Super Bowl it's been to this point. Now a critical 3rd down here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
It's a gain of a yard.
Back to throw. And he's got it. Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so, but it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
3rd down and goal coming up here. They'll look to throw. They'll try. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. So what a Super Bowl this has been. All tied in the final minute as it kicks away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
Partner, you and I both know the save calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
So the Cowboys going to get the first chance here to search for a winner as we're back underway to start this overtime. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Dallas offense set for this next drive. Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it. After the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs, Patrick Mahomes and KC, they scored first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now the game reaches OT. Every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
A nice start for them here to overtime, and maybe the plan here is don't do anything too crazy. Don't try for some big play, Charles. Just move the chains, put the pressure on the defense.
Well, these early first downs are certainly nice confidence builders as they begin overtime, because even though you just played 4 quarters, the feeling's entirely different when you take the field in OT, because you just want to settle in, as you suggested, keep the ball moving, and rely on your opponent to make that first big mistake.
That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. A good opening drive so far here in overtime, looking to put the pressure on with a touchdown. It's 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And how about the quick feet there as he made a man miss on his way to a solid gain of 7. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Tense moments in overtime of a Super Bowl. Remember, a touchdown doesn't yet clinch it as they come up on 2nd down. They'll set up a throw, and that is incomplete. Hoping to keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this is a touchdown. Now it's not over yet, but they draw first blood here in this overtime. And Charles, that touchdown alone doesn't win him the game anymore with the rule changes in overtime in the postseason. But they still went down, scored, got the job done, and now they put it in the hands of their defense.
And with the other side now guaranteed an overtime possession, getting that score was vital. The pressure's now on their opponent, and their defense, they have to play off the momentum the offense generated. One stop, and they end this game.
McPherson on for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was capped off by a touchdown reception from Trey McBride. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And CD, the pressure is on here. Only a touchdown on this series will prevent their season from coming to an end right here, right now.
And this is why the postseason overtime rules will change, part which will afford teams an opportunity to respond in this type of a situation, because in the past, this game will already be over, and the losing team will be making off-season plans. Now they burn their way into a postseason. They do get a chance to answer after the other team scores first.
Nervous time now, moving the chains, an absolute must. Here's third down. A strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 64 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Donovan Ezeraku able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. Working from a 7-point deficit here in overtime of this Super Bowl. And remember, they'll need to score before time runs out as they work on 2nd down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Looking downfield for Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air, because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that will tie us at 24. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And now here come the Cowboys. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
As a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
One or two more big plays could get him in position for a game-winning field goal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. What do they have for this? us 3rd and 11.
A loss of 1 brings up 3rd down and 11.
He'll look to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And that play going absolutely nowhere. And now it's 4th down.
You know, in boxing, they throw in the towel. In this case, you just kind of wave the white flag, and you think to yourself, if he could just get past that initial wave, he's got a chance to get free. But that screen, it was going nowhere from the start. It forces a 4th down.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Charles, remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Well, if you like drama, especially in the biggest of all games, we are back for the 2nd overtime now in the Super Bowl. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throws the out route and completes it to Samuel. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 40-yard line.
Looking to throw. Back to Deebo Samuel for consecutive catches. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
This is taken around the 12. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Back to Gibson and another catch for him. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. From just outside of field goal range. 3 points, all that's needed. Here's 1st and 10. A run straight ahead with Genti. Yeah, pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And he powers through the first lane, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, coaches stress their defense being physical. They don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. On the give, Genti.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports. Well, the entire game coming down to this kick from Cade York. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life. And his kick is good. The field goal is through the uprights, and they've won the Super Bowl.
Cowboys 24.
And how about this? Viva Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Raiders on top of the football world as they will hoist the Lombardi Trophy as Super Bowl champions. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone, because there's nothing